we are working in the Performance Academy at the coal mine Göttelborn, a new partnership between different organizations. And I want to use the opportunity to briefly look back to the history of the Interaktionslabor, or Interaction Lab. It was founded in 2003 on this territory, and what you are looking at is the modernized front end of the former coal mine, which is undergoing a drastic reformation and transformation. Mining as an industrial form of production stopped here in the end of the 20th century. The coal mining industry was at that point reaching its limits and were considered cost ineffective, and the government decided to discontinue mining here, and the mine was closed. But it was decided that the territory and the facilities of the mine, rather than becoming a museum of an older industrial history, could perhaps be restructured into a place for the future. Meaning also that the commission that was installed by the government wanted to rebuild the environment into a campus for new businesses, new research facilities and new production facilities. Now, if I want to address the Interaction Laboratory and the Performance Academy more specifically, I would have to speak about the idea behind creating a media lab in a coal mine. And this is perhaps rather interesting historically, because when I found out about the coal mine being shut down, this decision was taken at the end of last century, when coal mining industry seemed to be no longer cost effective, and the government was looking for a change in the infrastructure. And this mine was closed down at the very end of the century, after just prior to that a very beautiful new mining tower was built, but it was shut. And I found out about it in 2002. I am from this region, although I left Germany to live and work in the United States. So I came back. It was around the time when my mother was quite ill, and I said to her, why don't I stay here for a bit and maybe I can work in the region. And so I gained permission from the government to hold a workshop here. And I announced it on the internet and in the mail lists and social networks that I'm looking for artists who would be willing to come for 2 weeks to work together in a former coal mine. And we would be setting up shop here, and we would not necessarily be looking back to the traces and footprints of the older industry, although they were going to influence our experience of the environment. No, we would try within the old buildings to set up a high-tech laboratory with computers, cameras, microphones, projectors, and sensors and electronic tools. And this was an idea that apparently caught people's imagination, and we had 20 people come here in the first year, and this now has continued, even though if you study the history of such independent laboratories, there is always a point at which the issue of sustainability comes up.